Hello friends, today I'm back with a pretty big build. It honestly took me a long time to make, and as you can imagine, the video also took forever. I can never just sit down and finish buildings like this in one go, partly because I'm super picky and partly because I just don't always have the time. So I keep stopping and coming back to it, and every time it kind of feels like I'm starting over. There are some really amazing YouTube creators I watch who can decide everything in one go, like all colors, furniture, everything. I always wonder, is that something comes with the experience, or do they actually plan everything beforehand? But I can't do it. I even tried finishing a build first by experimenting and then rebuilding it from scratch in one go after deciding everything, but that didn't work either. I still couldn't focus properly when I was looking back and forth. So at this point, you'll probably notice some cuts in the video. I don't think anyone needs to see me trying 10,000 rugs and sofas, but I do try to include the part where I pick the final item. So sometimes you might see a space go from empty to suddenly having 3 couches, and that's why. I like things up to see them with the surroundings and choose. And I said I like showing which items I end up using, because I personally pause the videos all the time and I see furniture, need to check which pack it's from, because the packs are expensive, so I like knowing what I'm getting before buying anything. Honestly, the furniture is one of the biggest reasons I decide to buy a pack, especially if you like building like I do. I mean, I enjoy gameplay too, but building is a big factor for me. Even the smaller kits, like, yes, they are cheaper, but still paying for a little amount of items can feel like a lot. But sometimes a few items are so good and they completely convinced me to buy it. So I try to show those moments, even though everything is sped up. You can always slow down the video on YouTube if you want to take a closer look. And I have done slower videos before, but they weren't this long. If I slowed this one down too much, it would be really long, so I kept it at this speed. Hopefully it's easy to watch and nothing important gets missed. There are also some parts I cut where I should probably explain things like small glass hallway. You'll see towards the back. I actually love that idea at first, because this build is for my legacy challenge. For my sim Lily, I mention it on my Instagram, so you can find it also in the highlights too. Instagram page has the same name, pinkwithred. So she's a movie star. So of course she has a fancy house. So also she has a young daughter, and she's currently a single mom, and her mom helps out sometimes. And originally I planned to make her rooms, her mom's space, feel more separate, which is why I added that cute little glass hallway, but in the end it didn't work as well as I imagined, so it's gone. The house actually started off more square shaped, but I kept stretching it and stretching it, and now it's very rectangular, as you can see. I think it's turned out cute overall, but maybe not the most practical layout. I do try to make builds feel realistic and functional, because Sims get confused even in simple layouts, So I don't want it to be too complicated, but I still want everything to be easy to access, especially since I'll be raising a toddler. You know how hard it is. For now, though, I designed one of the rooms as a teenage girl's room because I have some videos planned with that version. After uploading this, I will probably redo it as a baby room because, to be honest, she is not a teen yet. I might share that version too in Instagram. I have already been posting this build in parts, 5 posts in total, I guess, because it's just too big to explain all at once. So I'm sharing the details little by little on Instagram, and I also struggle a bit with deciding on the style. I want a farmhouse vibe, but not a super traditional one, so it turned into more of a modern farmhouse. The farm part isn't really about the farming though, it's mostly because of the horses. The horses actually has an important role in the story. So a quick summary of Lily's story, like I mentioned on Instagram. She went to a small town for a film shoot and fell in love with someone. Things didn't end happily. And of course, since I'm Turkish and this is basically turned into a Turkish drama, she later finds out she's pregnant. I promise I wouldn't reuse this cliche in every series, but this song just made me imagine this whole story like this, and it's a legacy the family must grow. Anyway, while she is literally running to the grove to deliver the news, Amber? It was Amber, sorry. I basically used the guy. I can't even remember his name. I think it's Amber. Am I pronouncing it right? Anyway, let's say Amber. So while she is on her way to tell him the big news, we find out he's married. Yes, he's married, and we watch him in this big farmhouse, just living his life with his wife. They were happy, etc. And of course, from there it turns into full-on drama. Our girl doesn't even tell him she's pregnant and just quietly leaves the town. And drama continues. She ends up in a fake marriage with another guy while she's pregnant, just to hide everything. One of his fans, don't remember his name of course, we will get rid of that guy somehow. I didn't really like him anyway, he was a mean person as I remember. But I don't have a solid excuse yet, but I do have ideas from how the story continues, and yeah, he's not definitely staying. And after that, we move into this house. We are upgrading to a bigger home. And to be honest, I'm not sure if we will be able to afford it. We have got some money. We'll sell the old house, and she will continue to acting and earn money, I hope. We'll figure it out. And our daughter is currently either an infant or a toddler. I'm honestly not sure. It's kind of sad that I'm not sure about anything right now. Sorry about that. But I played such random intervals, so I also have a small child. So in real life, so it's a lot of opening and closing the game. And once I start building a house, I just keep reopening it over and over. Don't have time to gameplay, but I do miss my Sims. I really miss them. Anyway, we'll keep watching their story unfold in the next short videos, I guess, and I'm still working on that. And this house is part of that process. I need to finish this build first, so I could film the scenes of the kid growing up, and after that, our story will begin. She's going to be our legacy heir. And as our story continues, I'll need more builds. So I'll be making those two. Not sure if I'll post another short story first or another build post though. And for the next build I only have a list of needs so far, no clear style yet. So I need to gather some inspiration before I start. And now we are already pretty far in the video and I haven't even talked about the house itself. But I know some of my friends are here and they're here for more the chat part than the build part. And this part is for you, my friends. If you made this far without getting bored, thank you very much. And for the Sims lovers, don't worry, the building is still happening in the background. You can totally mute me if you want, to be honest. I don't be offended. So right now I'm working on a living room. I actually really like the colors and it's kind of set the palette for the rest of the house. You probably saw me trying a ton of paintings before settling on these. I tested everything on that wall, top to bottom, because it's super tall. It's 2-story high and I wanted to fill that wall properly, but I couldn't find the right size artwork. Everything was either too small or too big, and when you scale things up, the frames got ridiculously thick, like unrealistic thick. A frame shouldn't be as thick as the arm of the sofa, you know. So I scrapped those, and I think this set of 4s works really well. Also the proportions with the couch matter a lot, so I avoided anything wider than the sofa. And now my cat is with me. I think she wants to talk with you. You know, when they come, they decide when they go. So I couldn't help with that. If you are hearing her voice, she's just here to say hi to you. And with these artwork, I guess it was from the last update, or it was the update before it, I'm not sure. But it added very nice and bright colors, and I think I didn't use them since now this much. Maybe I may use one of the items like in some places, but I don't remember that I used that much. I think the lamp was the hardest one to use for me. This build must be the first one that I use that lamp, because I mean it's like a little big, not realistically a good size. I think maybe it is, but I'm not used to that size of lamps. I prefer the more little ones, but the textures on it and colors are really nice, I think, and the rugs as well. I used rugs in here too, I guess. And when we move into the kitchen, I usually like the colors here too. I'm not sure if I kept these cabinets or changed them later though. Upper and lower cabinets are different, which I don't usually do, but let's be honest, even items from the same pack don't always match in The Sims. But since I went with black, it's kind of worked here, I think. And I also didn't clutter it too much. This is supposed to be a fancy house. Like, they definitely have someone cleaning up after them. They are not type of to say, I will do the dishes tomorrow. Oh wait, I forgot the dishwasher. Yeah, okay, that's actually upsetting. I'll add one. You should too if you will use this build. And by the way, did you notice all the rugs outside? Those were the patterns. They were just literally lax. I was testing them and placing the maybe ones outside, and the sunlight was so strong. The rugs looked super bright. So yeah, that explains the random rectangles outside. I will delete them later, no worries. And now we are at the pool. I really like using platforms for that layered look, but you know, platforms are always a struggle to make it work. I had to raise the entrance area a bit, and I think Sims can still walk around properly. Obviously, I tested that. I usually playtest all my buildings, but this is a big one, so I'm not sure if there is any problem that I didn't notice, or I hope not. If not, we might have to sacrifice one platform. Would I be sad? Not really. Flat would actually be more functional, but let's be honest, we love that stepped layered look. And there are some other ways to do this, but I don't really use terrain tools much anymore. I used to in older Sims games, 2 or 3 maybe, I'm not sure, but here I just never fully got used to it. Same with the Bowens. I barely use them, and I remember using it in one project, but never finished it, so never posted, I guess. If I found those recordings, maybe finish and share with you as well, because it turned really good. I think the house part was not finished. And back to building. After finishing pool, I added this living room, like TV room, because I need extra sitting area inside. Because realistically, someone getting out of the pool would want a place to hang out. Preferably not soaking wet on the couch. So yes, I also added a shower. I thought this through. These are totally things that the Sims don't even care about. I basically just wanted a spot where they could hang out when they used pool or the garden. And at first I imagined something like a living room, but it turned out a bit fancier than a regular living room, just to match the overall vibe of the house. And by the way, I don't usually use modular sofas that much. I tend to prefer building smaller spaces. I said that, but the size of this build is right there. I do enjoy making bigger builds too, but they take so much time. Like, it looks amazing when it's done, but getting there, seriously, a whole struggle. And that's why I usually like working on smaller builds, and in smaller spaces, modular sofas take up way too much room. If you have tried it, you know what I mean. Half of the living room is gone while you are trying to place it, or at least that's how it feels for me. So I usually go for low seats or 3-seaters instead. But this is actually the first time I feel like I used the modular sofa really well, and I love how it turned out. Hope you like it too. And the color is so cute. I don't usually use pink that much, not in real life, not in furniture either. I mean, I love pink, but when I was younger, like a lot of girls, I was obsessed with it. I used it so much during my school years, and I kinda got sick of it then after a while. So for a long time now, I've been trying not to buy anything pink, but somehow pink keeps finding me. Like, I ordered the water bottle, brown color showed up, it was pink. You know those assorted color sucks for you don't know which one you'll get. I was like, any color, all colors are cute, any color but pink please. And of course pink arrived. I bought an orange tablecloth, pink arrived. A relative gives us a blanket as a wedding gift and it was pink, but it was so soft. We are using it for years now. I'm looking for other colors of it, but none of them are as soft as that one. So I couldn't change it, keep using it. And I swear I have some kind of ongoing situation with color pink at this point. And from there we move into Lily's room. I started by matching the rug and the bed, then the bed and the wallpaper, then build everything else around that. And I originally wanted to use this koi fish artwork downstairs, but it didn't fit, so I used it up here. At first I had wood paneling on the wall, but changed my mind. Large rooms like this need a bit more visual division, otherwise it starts to feel like a big empty room. And nothing wrong with the big empty rooms, but if you like them. But I prefer making little bit smaller and compact places. I hope it makes sense. So with the artwork, the color scheme finally done, and we went to with bold reds and blacks. I think it fits her artistic personality, something more dramatic and expressive. So for the walk-in closet, we had a little bit struggle there. There aren't that many options for big open shoe shelves. If I remember correctly, the only proper one comes with Get Famous. And other packs have open wardrobes, but not really big shoe displays like this, so I ended up using those. Normally I wouldn't go for these ones, and they are not my favorite pieces on their own. But in this room, I think they actually work. And then I added a small mirror. You might have noticed a girl running over to test it. I didn't cut that part on purpose because I actually use this object a lot of skill building. If I remember correctly, it works for acting skill too. So it's both functional and decorative, and I really like how it looks lighting wise as well. But turns out it doesn't work on this penalty desk. We tested it and yeah, it doesn't work. And it does work on these dresser type surfaces though. And I think this one is from Dream Home Decorator. I love that pack, but the swatches, they're not my favorites. Mixing those two colored woods with other furniture can be challenging. We also added a desk here because Lily creates content and stuff. And although I hesitate a bit, because technically she's trying to raise her daughter away from the paparazzi. And that reminds me, the reason I made the outer walls so tall. And yes, I like how they look, but it's from the horseradish pack. But the real reason is keep the paparazzi out. In my previous house, I loaded it from the gallery. It was beautiful, but it had no outer fencing, and they literally walked into the house. Unfortunately, I realized that I forgot to lock the doors, and they just came inside and started taking photos in the living room. I was so annoyed. There was a fight, etc. So yeah, if you're playing with a celebrity sim, be careful. I don't remember at which fame level it starts, but it will happen eventually. And best solution I found, lock the inner doors and build a fence etc. Otherwise you will run into them inside constantly. And if you have better solutions, please let me know in the comments. I would like to know. So we are slowly getting to the end now. This is our teenage daughter's room. There's a small space in the hallway near the stairs, so I placed a big bookshelf here. Also the roof was clipping heavily into the wall there. I still don't fully understand why that happens sometimes, but you know it happens all the time. So I basically covered that whole section with the bookshelf, and honestly I like how it turned out. And our room is very colorful, playful, and full of little details. If you are watching other videos, you probably know this trick, but I also want to say, in case you don't know, if you want to place objects at a specific height, just use a shelf and raise it and place the object using the slot. And you can even feel all the slots and then move things around more easily. Also, there is a small jump cut in this room. You didn't see me placing the posters. They may suddenly appear. Sure they did. I did like that. Through the nails I was using reshade, you know, for better lighting and shadows, like Instagram filters for Sims, but I forgot to turn it off. So that part looked completely different from the rest of the video, so I had to cut it. I realized. Sorry about that. And our last space is above the horsepower. I didn't include the full building process there either, because honestly I kept changing the layout so many times. It's a simple space, but the process was painful, so I spared you. And then that's it, we're done, I guess. Now let's do a quick tour. Let's do a quick tour. This is 64 by 64 lot. Here the entrance. On the left we have some parking area. I actually spent a lot of time trying to make it look like cars could realistically turn in there. Hopefully it looks okay. I know we don't have cars, but you know. This is the entryway, lots of storage, mirrors, seating. There's a small bathroom here and a wardrobe. And then we move into living room, very high ceilings. And as you can see, from here we go into dining area and the open kitchen. And I just noticed I accidentally aligned a lot of tables. And we also have a bar here, small bar. The stairs to the second floor are here, and before that we can step out onto this terrace. From there they can watch training horses in the garden. And this room works as a guest room, but in my storyline Lily's mom stays here. It wasn't on the video because it's a small and simple one. The video was long already, and not sure if she lives here full time or she visits sometimes, but since the baby is small, we definitely need help. This area is like lounge, cinema room for watching TV, hanging out, playing game table. There's another bar there. There's access to pool, so they don't have to run all the way from the living room. There's also why I added a small shower there. Outside we have sunbeds, the dining area, another seating space, and a private bed. From here you can walk to the horse area. I imagine this as a viewing spot, so guests can see the horses without going inside. And these spaces are for veg hand and mini greenhouse. I even placed some fake plants to make it look like nectar production is happening, but there are real planters inside too. Lighting here turned out really nice. I should take photos before it changes. And upstairs again, this is a little creative space where the teenage daughter hangs out. Kind of messy, very personal, as you can see. And back to the main house. At the very top of the stairs we have this huge bookshelf. I love taking photos of my Sims, so this will definitely fill up over the time. This is Lily's bedroom. She's a famous actress, so she has a big vanity, dressing area, the mirror. I love this little object for practicing acting, and there's also her content creation setup and a small treadmill. This bathroom is a bit awkwardly shaped. I can kind of box myself while trying to match the exterior windows. I didn't bother fix it too much, to be honest. And finally, the teenage daughter's room. Super colorful, cluttered, full of personality, and same with her bathroom. It's not in the video, but I love how detailed it turned out. As you have probably noticed, I cut all the bathrooms, but we did see them all now. And I think that's everything. Oh, and the downstairs there also a small nectar making area. I always build it the same way and it ends up looking a little bit lifeless. One day I want to design a proper build around that skill, and yeah, that's everything I had to say about this build. I hope to see you in the next video. If you like this one, please subscribe to my channel, like and leave a comment if you want, and I want you to know that it means a lot to me. And that build took so much time, but I really like how it turned out. Enjoy it while building it. And you can find me on Instagram if you want to watch the videos of Lily's life and that I mentioned before. Thank you for watching. Bye.